welcome back to the second half of Fated Worlds, The Burning Wind.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
I had to do it, I'm sorry.
Mini explosion.
Yes. So I'm curious what Desi's first move is now that she's up and about, or do we want to pick back up with...
well, I need to repay the kindness of sweet Grandma Deborah and make her a star chart to read her future. You know, it's very important. She's such a nice woman, and so sweet for looking after Jojo for all these years. And you know, Jojo's a nice guy. He'd never do anything shady at all. And he's been so sweet to me, and it's the least I can do. You know, really. So, yeah, can I make a star chart for good old Grandma Deborah?
Dear, please do. That's so kind of you.
Okay.
In that case, I need to roll astrology. Excuse me, Kat. What are you doing?
So, if you didn't mind me asking, like Jojo is always a little nebulous. You know how boys are. Like, are you two like a thing?
I don't know what you mean. We're friends, and he's been very kind to me. He's almost as good a friend to me as Mathers.
Both of them very good people.
I almost said that with a straight face.
This is like less confusing than I would have imagined it to be, so that's fine.
I see.
I mean,
So you're not like a
nice
pair or
as
anything.
I'm a pair of no I
Lovers?
don't think so.
She like blinks hard.
Oh no! I give love advice. I don't have anyone for myself. No.
Oh dear, you should
Not
you should
really
put
this-
yourself out there, dear. If you didn't mind me saying.
Oh,
I mean,
don't-
Jojo is a really sweet guy. You know, if he has somebody to keep him straight.
I never really thought about it like that before. I've been sick for a little while, and I don't want to rush into anything. We've only known each other for we've only known each other for about a year. It's not like we're very close, you know.
I see. Well, you should come over here sometime. You're always welcome here. Just let me know and I'll make some extra food.
Oh, you're so sweet. Let me see what the stars say about your future.
And
Thank you, dear.
I want to know what they say about her future.
I vaguely remember it being a 4, but I will double check.
I'm pretty sure it's a 4.
No, it's not. It's 2.
It's 2?
Yes,
Well,
horoscope is up
that's-
to.
Boy,
4
that's
was
easy.
asking a question.
Ah, right. Well, let's just do a horoscope. That's easy. I'm not even gonna fork anything because it doesn't matter. I mean, it might, but if I get it wrong, I get it wrong. Yeah, perfect. I'm gonna spend the fate just to spend the fate.
Very well.
And who knows, it might explode 100 times. I mean, it's not likely. Nope.
And
Not
it
likely
does
at
not
all.
explode 100 times.
It exploded exactly 0 times.
Yeah, so do you you write the horoscope?
Mhm.
And you see the image very clearer than you were used to. You
Mhm.
see the image of somebody knocking on her door. And then 10, 20 seconds later,
Someone knocks on her door. Oh my
Yes.
goodness. Oh no. Yeah.
I knew that was going to happen.
But you
And
were heavy there.
I don't think she says anything about it. I think she just like kind of nods, like, of course. You should probably get that.
yes, of course. So you hear her open the door, and you hear her talking to a man. And she comes into the kitchen, followed by Elodin. Hello, dear. Here, have you met Elodin?
Yes.
Elodin, this is Desi, right?
Yes. Hello, Elodin. It's good to see you. Raph found you, didn't he?
Raph? He must have missed me.
Oh,
And she looks kind of disappointed, but shakes her head and is like,
I'm surprised to see you here.
I'm just borrowing Deborah's roof. Don't worry about it.
Oh. All right then.
Wait. Her roof? It's my roof.
you know, it's her roof technically.
No, it's technically Jojo's roof. He bought the house.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Yes.
Jojo is pretty rich.
Well, I got nothing. And she doesn't know that. She doesn't know that.
No.
And I think she says,
Elodin, you're not a master here anymore. But
Well, technically I'm still Master Namer. Though, clearly they won't want me to teach anything.
it's really disappointing. Naming is what I wanted to talk to you about. While I was asleep, I dreamed of the stars. They sang to me. I can hear them sometimes. Still, I can call to them. They listen.
I suppose so.
Perhaps you know how to. Well, who can I show? How can I? Such a nebulous thing. They are so far and distant, and then so powerful.
You want to join me on the roof?
I'd like that.
Yeah, so he walks up to like the top floor. And he climbs out of the window onto the roof. And he sits there next to the chimney, leaning to it with his back. And looks up at the stars.
yeah, and she'll sit there and look up there at them with him silently, not really saying anything, just kind of contemplating the stars.
They've always ran from me. He looks at you like seeing you.
Hmm.
They like me. I don't know why. Maybe I can ask them why you scare them.
What did you say?
Maybe I can ask them why you scare them.
Perhaps. And he chuckles.
I want to do that. I want to ask the stars why they're why they run from Elodin.
Sure.
Would this be an astrology test or a naming test?
This would be naming, I think, since that is the subject you're discussing.
Okay, brilliant. May I have fork astrology? I think that
Sounds reasonable, yeah.
makes sense to me. Omen-wise?
No, I wanna avoid forking too
Good.
much into naming. So really
Perfect.
only things that relate to the specific field. So in this case, your field is the stars, so stuff
Okay.
relating to the stars.
I'm totally fine with that. What is my base ob so I can figure out how much persona, if any, I want to spend on this?
Let's see. We didn't set obstacles yet for naming. You guys want to set those with me? I'm
Sure.
curious to see what you guys all think. So, these I will post the list are the general obstacles for stuff. And I want naming obstacles to be a little harder.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
So it's like she's asking the stars about Odin.
No, I like right now. I want to set obstacles for naming in general.
Yeah.
So, like, if you call the name of something, get that thing. Understand something about that thing, which is what she's trying to do. Get that thing to do something small, to do something big, etc. Like, I've posted in chat the normal levels of normal things, like ob 1 is simple act done with little thought, up to an act performed routinely at your job, etc. Like, I want to make naming obstacles a little harder because naming is freaking hard.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure as to the obstacles, so I wanna hear your guys' input. I feel like the easiest thing you can do is understand something about the thing's name, I'm not gonna go for ob 1. I'm gonna say ob 1 doesn't exist for this at all. So what obstacle will we make the easiest thing? Ob 2? Ob 3?
2, I think is fine.
Part of me wants to say 3, but I think 2 is probably reasonable.
Yeah, the main thing I'm worried about is like how easy is it to get routine tests for naming if we're like talking advancing.
True. Fair enough. That is a very good reasonable thing. We can always set them higher, but I'm okay with setting this at up 2. But if it turns out that even this one quote unquote easy naming thing isn't enough, then we can always come up with a change in that where you need to take one less routine test or something like that for naming. So up to understand something fundamental about the thing you want to name, and then up 3 understand something subtle about the thing you want to name.
Yeah.
About the thing you want to name, and then up 4 to make it do something small.
Yeah, something that could be coincidental.
Making it do something that could be coincidental. Making the thing you name do something that could be I like that. Coincidental. Up 5, something small but clearly visible, and then scale from there, depending on how big it is.
Yeah, makes sense.
Doing something small but clearly visible. And then we're going to say for ob 6, etc. let's say doing something medium. Okay, so 6 is doing something medium to small to medium, and then 7 is medium, 8 is medium to large, and 10 is 9 is large, and 10 is gigantic, something like that. Small to medium. Does that sound okay for you guys? I'll post a list in chat in a moment.
That sounds reasonable to me.
Yeah. Overall,
the obstacles are quite high, but I guess that fits with naming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Here, this is the naming list now that I posted. You're going to have to scroll down.
Got it.
And if the high difficulties skew something, yeah, let's write down as well. I'm gonna write that down for sympathy as well. Binders, chills for sympathy.
Madness.
Roll health against a margin of failure. If you fail that, you get Binder's chills. Those give you a -2 to everything, and you need immediate medical help. So for naming, something similar can happen. Not Binder's chills though, where if you fail, you can go crazy. Maybe if you fail, in this case, you roll will against a margin of failure, and if you fail that, you go more or less crazy in the way that your element does it, and you're welcome to play that out however you want.
Brilliant.
But if
Good
you don't
shit.
play it out, then I'm gonna make you play it out.
Don't worry, I will play it out. You know me.
I imagine you guys. I imagine all of you guys will do that splendidly. I have full faith in you. The crazies roll. If you fail naming, roll will versus the margin of failure. If you fail that, you go crazy in some way linked to your to the name you were trying to call.
Perfect.
And yeah, you guys get the freedom to choose how that works. I just tell you if it's not severe enough, but I don't imagine I will have to. You guys are pretty good at making your own crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and spend my 2 Artha on this as well.
Yeah, so your obstacle is 2.
2?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe this is pretty fundamental.
It is, but I want to do this.
Yes.
For a load-in.
Yes. So this is
Yes.
Yeah, so once you do 3 of these, no, we were going to say your aptitude. I forgot how we did that, but let's just say that you need to do, in your case, since you have a pretty good aptitude for the stars, you need to do 3 tests to do with the stars, and they need to all show some element of the stars. And once you have done those 3 things, you've learned the name of the stars. So you're still in the process of figuring out exactly. So you can't just be like, I do that. This is more experimental.
Gotcha. Yeah, but I'm trying.
Yes. So, what does it look like when you talk to the stars?
Jesse leans back against the fire chimney. I picture them sitting like one on one corner, one on the other, so they're not directly next to each other. They're like kind of around the corner from each other a little bit.
Yeah, fair enough.
But still close enough they could touch, but they're not. And so she just kind of leans back a little bit more and looks up at the sky. And she opens her mouth, but words don't really come out. Instead, it's kind of like an ethereal hum. And she goes, she makes this kind of noise, and it's not clear if that's like her talking to the stars or just like her kind of thinking while she does something else, you know? For a moment, as she kind of reaches out and asks, like, why do you run from him? And what she gets back is probably not like a clear vision like she normally does, but instead just like a gut feeling relating to whatever, like an empathy of whatever they feel for him, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so what you get back is the feeling that Aladdin is small and you are big, and that is the difference between you two.
Just explain that to him. I'm sure he'll be cool with it.
Yeah. Wait, can you say that again? I want to make sure I heard you correctly.
So the feeling you get is that Elodin is that the stars tell you, or the feeling they give you is that Elodin is small and you are big, and that explains the difference between you.
Elodin is small and I am big.
Yes.
Interesting. Yeah, I think she comes back to herself and she says, the stars see you as small. I never would have thought of you like that, but I feel the way they feel about you for a moment. But they feel me as large. You're so tiny. In comparison, I'm sorry, it's such a strange feeling compared to what I'm used to. I respect you so much, Master Elodin. I don't mean any type of offense. You realize that, don't you? And she he chuckles around the corner.
He just chuckles and he looks at you. I suppose I didn't like the stars very much either, and he sticks his tongue out to the stars.
I wouldn't tempt fate.
Why not?
It's a heavy thing. I feel like I drowned in it.
He gives a tiny, almost inaudible sigh, and he says, I don't know.
Do you? And like she's like worried now, and she like reaches one hand like around the corner and like puts it on his shoulder and says, do you want to drown in it?
It'd be interesting, I suppose. Only way you learn things. By drowning in them. Well, that or you end up in the rookery.
And she like thinks back to like her time in asleep in wherever her mind went, and like kind of shudders and says,
And maybe some things aren't worth learning.
No, there are things that aren't. Unless you're crazy.
Then I suppose there's hope for me.
So let's zoom out on that. And let's see what Lord Marigold is doing.
Yes, let's see what Lord Marigold is doing. So let's see. I wanted to ask, does Marigold like have any idea what the book actually looks like? Because has that been brought up at some point? Did Ariana mention that? Or
I
Rav
imagine
mentioned
that
it?
Ariani would have given you a crude drawing of the book.
Okay.
Since she wouldn't be able to expect you to find it other ways.
No. Okay, so he does have some idea. And
Yeah.
if Rav is still indisposed, then I think he has little choice but go to look for it himself. So, and another thing, maybe I just forgot this, or maybe I never knew. What is the connection with the bracelet to the book?
You guys never knew. Rav tried using sympathy on it and dowsing, and the bracelet just stuck to him.
He
to his
found
hand.
the bracelet in the hiding spot where he last remembers the book having been.
Okay.
Yeah. The book had vanished. He dug up the book. It wasn't there, and in its place was the bracelet, and then he tried to douse with it, but the bracelet just stuck to him. But he couldn't remember. Like, there was something vaguely familiar about it, but he couldn't remember.
Okay.
Why am I trying to drink pudding?
Why not?
Sounds delicious.
I assume that was just like a Dutch thing. Just a thing you do.
I mean, it is Dutch pudding.
Vla.
Yes, it is vla.
Sounds delicious.
And it's really nice, but I'd rather put it in my bowl first. I guess you could drink it. Wouldn't be too hard because it's a little more runny. It's like how do you call that stuff? The English stuff that's like runny pudding.
Like a mousse?
No, not a mousse. It's
like a sauce.
No, it's usually yellow, made with eggs and stuff.
Custard?
Custard, yeah, exactly. It's like custard, but in a bunch of flavors. In this case, chocolate.
Interesting. So did Rav share his experience with the book and with the bracelets and the dowsing with the rest of us?
I believe that somebody was there when he did it, at the very least Mathers. He did tell you just now that the book was lost. So you might have made that up from his frantic mumbling.
Yeah,
I think
it was in the same place.
Something like that, and that the bracelet somehow was the key to finding the book.
Yeah. So
like you might have extrapolated that from what he said.
Yeah, it's definitely connected in some fashion. You got that. So I think Marigold is going to try to get his hands on the bracelet.
Seems reasonable.
You're gonna steal from me? Oh no.
So Rav, are you awake or sleeping?
I don't want to be sleeping. Would they have given me drugs to make me sleep?
They wouldn't have forced you. I think, in the meantime, you've been, subjected to some psychology exam. And they say, don't worry, Rav, we'll help you. Like they've been repeating that the whole time. And they've given you something. They say, don't worry, this will help you sleep without dreaming. And
if they promise me it will let me sleep without dreaming, I'll take it. But if they're wrong, I'll throw a fit.
I mean, they say it will help you sleep without dreaming.
Okay.
Of course they say that.
And on the whole way, you can hear them muffled talk, which includes mention of the rookery.
Yeah, I mean, right now, I just want to not. I just want to sleep without dreaming for one day. I'll take it, even if it means a chance at the rookery. So you can come in and he'll be asleep.
Okay.
Yeah. So in that case, you can just walk in and grab the bracelet, because not only is Rav sleeping, but he's drug-induced sleeping. So he's out cold.
Yes, I think our opening shot is probably like Rav is sleeping in his bed. And then like the camera zooms out a bit and we see Marigold looming over him. I'm very sorry, Raphael. Like reaches her, snaps it. I assume you like have it in your hand still. Like tight grip.
Yeah, it's like in his fist, but he's asleep.
Yeah. So there's some prying loose. This eventually holds the bracelet up.
There's this really awkward moment as as you're doing that, and like reflexively in his sleep, Rav like caresses your hand in a very intimate way and mumbles.
Yeah, this is also one of those scenes that starts out like a bit epic and like looming, but then it just takes him way too long to like get the bracelet loose. Just goes on for like a few minutes.
Perfect.
Yeah, then I think like he steps out of the room, closes behind him, closes the door, and just like looks at it in the relative light. I think he steps up next to a window or something and looks at the bracelet. Like now that I can see it a bit more clearly, like what is this thing?
Let me see if I can find a picture. It's basically there we go. I have perfect pictures. It is something like this. It's just a braid woven from threads. It looks very old. Just like one of those things, kids make at a certain phase in their life.
Interesting. This just showed up where the book was supposed to be.
Yes.
So I think I'll take this with me to Stax and do some comparative reading. See if like anything particular to this might, if I can find something that connects this to something in history, or if this thing has any significant meaning, or like any markings on it outside of it being just a bracelet. Does the pattern exist somewhere else?
I think it has a little sigil on it. If you look closer.
Okay.
And after doing some research in the stacks, you find out that it is the Salinthi family signal.
Can I roll
sigil.
for that? Can I roll for that?
No, you can just find that. You don't need to roll for that.
I would love to roll for it.
I mean, you're welcome to have a test for it, but you don't have to actually roll for it, because there's nothing interesting that can come from failing here.
Okay.
So I'm not going to make you actually roll for it, because actually rolling for it means that you have a chance of failing. So just assume it's a routine test.
Yeah. Research test?
Yes. This is the Salinthi family sigil, so Rav's sigil.
Okay. And where is Rav's family from?
Here,
I
right?
don't know.
Aren't
Is it from
they-
here?
I thought, maybe. I don't think they
Sure,
were really.
from the Commonwealth.
Yeah.
Yes, it's from.
Near Hallowfell.
Okay, so
Sounds
off
good.
westward.
Yes.
Interesting. And do I find out anything like particular about it? Like what if it's used for anything?
It is very clearly not important. It is very clearly something a kid made. Like you check it for, any markers of like significance or whatever, but the quality of the thread and the quality with what it's made suggests that this was made by a kid for
Okay.
fun.
Okay. And okay, yeah, I think we see the gears start turning in Marigold's head. So he remembers that was Rav's uncle that gave the book to him in the first place.
Mhm.
And if the book is gone now and you left this thing in its place, then maybe it was Rav's uncle that stopped by and left something behind. Maybe in the hopes that Rav would remember it.
Perhaps.
But it's hard to take anywhere else with that. And that also kind of explains why the bracelets are linked back to Rav if he was the one, if maybe he was the one who made it in the first place. He doesn't remember.
It's possible. Rav is
Mhm.
pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna lie.
He is.
Oh, I believe you. There's no doubt in my mind. So let's see, what can I actually do with this? I feel like it's not connected enough to the book to like especially because we've tried dowsing with it before, or Rav has. Like doing something with that wouldn't make sense.
Oh no, Brad.
Yeah, the cameras are shuffling around.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened.
Uh-oh. Well, at least we can still hear your voice and you're still
Yeah.
connected, so...
Yes.
Phew.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the camera
It's just
moved,
like-
so everybody's gonna be messed up on stream, I imagine.
Yeah.
Oh no.
No,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Kala is
Because-
me. I'm Kelsa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm
me
the
and you
GM.
are pretty much the same person, Hasa, so it's fine.
Pretty
Oh
much.
yeah. Totally.
Yeah, so I'll be the GM from here on out. Just swap roles.
Yeah, sure. I'm
Yeah.
going to be a Ralph.
Okay. So, Quentin.
Oh no, like Rav.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm. No, okay. So, enough fun. Let's play role-playing games.
Yes.
So let's see, what can I actually figure out from this? I don't see. I mean, if I want to do something with sympathy, but
You're half out of the screen, by the way, Mark. We see you like this. Well, we see
Mm.
you fully, but the
Mm.
stream sees you like this.
yeah.
Until you
Yeah, I can adjust that, but if you shift again, then
Mark, turn
Yes.
yourself. Center.
Sit up.
I mean,
No,
No,
it's not
ju-
about
just-
sitting up. It's
yeah.
just about centering, like sitting in the center of the picture.
Sorry.
it's okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, just find a comfortable position and then don't move.
Ever.
Yeah, that's the problem.
The rest of your life.
There is no comfortable
Your
position.
hair is wonderful, by the way, Kala. You should
Mm.
fix
Thank you.
the.
I tried.
I like that.
No.
But let's see.
Yeah. So what do you do? Lord Marigold.
What do I? I'm in the library and I can make sense of this. Well, I guess he is making sense of it, but it doesn't lead him to the book. Does the bracelet appear to have any like magic on it? Like,
not as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
You look at it closely with sympathy and naming, and you can't see or feel any magic.
Yeah, they don't really have the time to head off to Hallowfell and see what Uncle Solinton knows about this. But is there any way that I can reach out to him some other way?
You can send a letter to the Salente family.
Mm-hmm. That would probably take longer for what you ride there. It's probably not the kind of distance you can make in less than a day.
I mean, you can try asking for more time, I suppose.
Yeah, giving the bracelet to Ariana is probably my best bet. That also doesn't really get me anything. It's another crazy person pissed at me. Try to get a few of those as I can. So yeah, maybe we just see Marigold in stacks, with stacks surrounding him, as he's trying to make sense of this, and he comes to the conclusion that this is just this is nothing. This doesn't mean anything, and this isn't going to help him at all, and it's still all messed up, and Ariana is still going to do whatever she's going to do, and he can't be part of that at all. So maybe we just see him slump down on his desk and fade out from there.
No. So, Jojo, Mothers, you're stalking away angrily or cautiously, from Marin. So, what do you guys want to do?
Are you up for some cooking?
Excuse me?
At the lab. Clearly we have some, I have some work to do. I would love your help. But if you're not in the mood, I suppose I understand.
Well, if there was something to gain from me, that might be another story, but from what it looks like, I'll be wasting my time if the situation stays like this.
Well, there's always your portion of the residuals from any business done, but this particular batch, I suppose neither of them will directly lead to money. I can, of course, I suppose I'd be happy to chip in a bit to make it worth your time.
When you said that we should leave, I was assuming you had something to say to me that would be more comforting to me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, what I had to say to you was that, you know, people have remarked that I have a bit of a habit of digging myself into, I suppose you could call it my own grave. And I think in this case it takes someone to know someone who is doing the same thing, and the direction things were going wasn't good in that conversation with Mirren. I merely wish I was just trying to look out for your best interests. I know that she turned quite cold on you. I don't think that. I mean, I'm not necessarily one to come to for romantic advice, of course, but
My friend,
that was a.
I put my hand on your shoulder. I promised I would wait for my arm to heal to punch you. But if you keep on doing this, I'm afraid I can't hold that promise.
Fair enough, fair enough. All I was trying to say was that don't give up hope. I think there's still a chance there. It's a matter of timing, most likely.
You were talking about something like digging your own grave back there. I like a few sentences ago.
It may have just been that her underlings were about, and she didn't want to be affectionate in front of them.
If this shit goes on like this, you're not doing yourself, or she's not doing herself a favor.
Well, if it's me, and it probably is, then again, I apologize.
Apologizing
Perhaps,
doesn't get me anything, and I think that's like my word to leave.
And Joseph stalks off angrily. So, Mothers,
yes.
are you making a potion?
I guess so. I have a bad feeling about doing it alone. I really do.
I mean, you can wait.
What could possibly go wrong?
I don't know.
She
Part
didn't
two.
state a time for it.
It's true. Well, let me see. How hard was the looking at the notes? How hard does the cure look as compared to the?
I believe the cure was easier.
Okay.
I believe, if I remember correctly, but somebody correct me, we made the original potion was up 6, and you filled that by 1, I think, which would make the crazy potion up 5. And then the cure was something like up 3 or something like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait till I have help. I don't want to blow that, and that is, of course, getting help and accumulating a bunch of dice means that I will totally blow it. But but yeah, I will get back to that.
My roll 20 died. I need to restart my browser.
I know.
Everything is failing.
So I think what I'm going to try to swing by Davies. I'm not going to just enter, I'm going to approach stealthily and listen, make sure that I'm not interrupting anything.
Yeah. So, you sneak by there. And you manage to find her alone. And she's like, great, Mathers, come in. I need your help.
Of course.
Casper has these... He has this drawer in his desk, in his room in the Golden Pony. And I've been he's keeping it locked, and I need an accomplice to get into it, because
just give her this grin.
Because I know where he keeps the key, and I imagine that if I lean in close to him, he'll be too distracted to notice if I swipe it. But I'm gonna have to put it back before he realizes that it's gone. So I swipe the key. I give it to you. You get, you take a good look at whatever is in the desk. You give me the key back, and then you tell me what's in the desk.
Sounds like fun.
Good. And I'm glad that you're back to your old self.
Well.
Really?
I certainly am feeling better, or at least more collected. I don't know if my old self is exactly the right term, but don't worry. It's been
She looks at you she looks at you worried, and she takes a step back.
I have good
Why?
news. Desi's awake.
That is wonderful. I will be sure to look her up.
Yeah. He seems to be doing well.
That is amazing. I'm so glad. Did you do it with the potion?
No. Elodin, who
Wasn't he in the rookery?
Yes.
Was being the operative term.
Was being the operative term. I
what did you guys
find
do?
his way...
No, never mind. I don't even want to know. I don't want to know.
Yes. I don't think that will be a problem. Probably. But yes. I'm grateful that I have a opportunity to help out in this this caper. I'm not the jealous sort, but I don't know. I have felt a little bit wrong about simply leaving you without any help, but I also, of course, didn't want to intrude. Anyway,
she looks a little red as you make the comment about being jealous, and she said, "Well, as you've figured out by now, I'm not really, dating him or anything. He thinks
you
I am,
have
of
better
course.
taste than that, I know."
Are you sure about that?
I partially.
Do you have any evidence for that?
Partially, I was keeping it secret because I wanted your honest reaction. But I must admit that there was a part of me that wanted to punish you for keeping secrets.
Fair enough. Yes. Well, if the secrets had involved only myself and had no external effect, then perhaps I could blame you for that. But as it is, well, it's under the bridge. Let's see. Let's see about this key, shall we?
Yes. Just meet me on the 5th day. I'll be having a date with him, and she looks sour. You can't imagine how boring he is. She rolls her eyes. Anyway, we'll be having a date.
I've known a few nobles.
The Golden Pony.
No.
We have a date at the Golden Pony. I think he wants to take me riding, so it's gonna be perfect. I'll swipe the key as we're drinking coffee. I'll give it to you, and then while we're out riding, you can do. But I don't know what his exact plans are, so I can't tell you how long we're gone. So you're gonna have to be fast and stealthy.
I shall endeavor to please. Oh, and when you say the 5th day, is that 5 days from now, or is that the 5th day of the
that's
span?
like the 5th day of the span. Like the days are named 1 to 8, I think, or no, 1 to 7, and then 4 days that have an actual name, like felling and such.
Okay.
Felling is like the only name day that I can remember.
Yeah, no. Like the a bunch of them have actual names. And then a bunch of them are named after numbers, day 1, day 2, etc. And like there are numbers in some kind of language, but I didn't remember which language it was. One of the languages. I actually like read up on it. I have a document somewhere called Date.
Yeah, they have like names for them, but it does seem
yeah,
to be
the last 4 days have names. Hold on, lore, currency, and time.
felling, reading, sending, and the morning.
Sending and morning, yeah. And then
yeah, then
there's actual reasons for it. Felling is the day when Telu felled Encanis. Reefing is the day Encanis is seized and chained to the giant iron wheel. Sending is the days that Telu's followers lit the fire that would burn Encanis. And mourning is the day that Talons mourned the death of Telu.
And this is on Orden.
Yeah,
the 5th day is Orden.
Orden, the 5th day of the span.
Looking at the wiki.
Okay.
Orden just means 5th day in Tamic.
Yeah, right. In Tamic, it was Tamic. Yeah, so the 5th day. So no, that's 2 days from now.
Okay. Well, I shall endeavor to keep out of trouble until then.
Swell. So, Joseph. Unless you wanted to do something still, Brad.
No, go ahead.
Joseph. The next morning.
I'm not going. I might just go home and have a situation where everyone is at my house for some reason.
Sure. If you want to do that first, we can do that in whatever order you want. Do you want to do that first, or you want to do the thing in the morning first?
Like
okay.
that first.
Sure. Yeah, so, you come home and Desi is there and Elodin is there and your grandmother is there.
We're like all sipping tea and like laughing about something that Elodin said.
I must imagine all of you on the roof by now.
Yeah, including your grandmother.
Yeah, probably
hello there,
having
Sonny.
a conversation that other people cannot follow, like at all.
Nice.
Why are you here again? Hello, Loden. Hi. I mean,
Hello.
I will just go to bed. Have a nice evening.
Perhaps.
You like, it seemed like stopping for a second, like taking a deep breath and just going on.
Just going straight to bed.
Yeah.
All these people in the house. Like, what the fuck?
They just invite themselves. Come on. Like, I mean, I invited Desi, but you know, Elodin?
I mean,
Why is he here?
Probably when you said like, Elodin, what are you doing here? You got a very stern look from your grandmother. Jojo, that's not a way to treat a guest. You know,
This is why you don't have
along
friends.
those lines. Something along those lines.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, I'll like.
As you walk away,
Yeah.
you hear her like, he's a good boy. He's just a little lost sometimes. So you really aren't like in a relationship?
Says a lot in present company.
Yeah.
Saying that to Elodin and Desi.
Yeah.
He's a little strange sometimes, but you know.
Yeah.
Kids.
Yeah, and I feel like Elodin totally agrees with her.
Right?
Of course he does.
So next morning, there's a knock on your door. Not of your room, of course, of your house.
Am
And
I
your grandmother
up here?
yells, Jojo, there's a girl for you.
Let her in.
So, you know, into, you know, whatever room you're in comes Mirren, and she's like, I'm so sorry, Jojo. I just want to apologize for being so horrible to you yesterday. You didn't deserve that.
And?
Well, I just
Don't blow it.
I just came here to apologize. I feel terrible for doing that. I was under a lot of pressure. I'm sure that's none of your business. And yeah, you'd helped me so well. You didn't deserve me being bitchy at you.
Does that change any of the terms?
Oh, you're still getting paid, like I said, of course. Like, we didn't discuss how much you wanted. I suggested a mark, but, you know.
I think we are done here for today.
Ooh. Damn.
She purses her lips and she says, "You're very cold, Joseph. I already apologized. I'm paying you very well. I wouldn't pay anybody else a mark."
I'm sorry. When I said I think we are done here for today, I was kind of suggesting that you might leave my house.
Very well. She walks out without another word.
That bridge is on fire.
Yeah.
I mean, I am nice to girls, but when I'm getting ripped off, that's...
A golden mark is not getting ripped off. A golden mark is a good offer.
Yeah, but what he wants is a kiss.
No. I mean, that too, but that's a different story. No, but it might be, you know, he doesn't have problems with money, you know.
Mhm.
That's not what he's looking for, and even though if it's a good offer, he might still not feel that way. So
He wants to be on the
he can
inside
feel
of
like
the
it's
deal.
not a good. Yeah, I mean, I can see that it's not a good. Like, I can see how he can feel that it's not a good offer because you know he wanted this very specific thing. I'm just telling you that in general, a golden mark is
I know
a big amount of money.
Yeah, most people don't even see a golden mark. Like, touch it in their life.
Yeah. So, but I can definitely see how he wanted something different from that, and you know, she did, you know, pretend to give him, you know, like she definitely led him on in multiple ways. So I can see that he's angry. That you know, that's not. But from her mind, you're just being unreasonable because she offered you a whole golden mark and you're just sending her away. I mean,
I kind of are the person that thinks about it. Now I got enough money. Now I might be the one that invests money to get some more out of it, and like I'm not that guy anymore that just rips people off and gets money and it's past me.
Yeah. So I feel like later that evening, you will get a letter delivered to your doorstep. It says, "I consider our deal done," and it contains a golden mark.
Can I do return to sender?
It doesn't have a sender on there. Of course, you can just have it sent to her.
Yeah, I guess I'll just do that.
Okay.
We are not done here at all. Mathers, you shall not be the only one that can dig his own grave. I will show you how it's done.
I mean, if you rolled well there, you would have gotten a really sweet deal.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, you rolled 1 die in 9.
I mean,
10, I guess.
It's fine. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be fun to play, but it might not end well.
A dig off, yeah. So, I heard you wanted to finish on time, Kelsa. You want to wrap it up around here? Do some end of session stuff and a little
Sounds
early.
good to me.
Okay. Did anybody earn any deets points? I did.
Odin did. Damn him.
Damn that man.
He did.
I'd give him 1 for sure. Totally.
Okay. Well, you guys actually have that power, so if you guys are serious, then I will give a load of
I'm
deets
serious.
points.
I would give him at least 6.
Well, I don't think he can earn that much.
Make a loading great again.
But I will give him a deets points, and I'm sure he will not use that against you ever.
Of course not. He's a very nice person, just like the rest of us.
Yeah.
I feel like we actually have nice persons now in the group. Like
most of them are Kelsa.
Yeah, I would say it's even aside from Desi, but
yeah,
I want to.
The nice ones are always insane.
I mean, I'm very surprised. Like, I was entirely confused what your idea was, Brad. But you want to get out of your business, or you just want to move it somewhere else?
Oh, so I'm sorry that I wasn't clear. I'm willing to let go of of some of like the any local trade, but I definitely do not want to let go of like the deals I've set up in Atur and Ventus.
Yeah, makes sense. I cannot find my book, so someone else will have to do the book thing. From my head, did anybody did anybody's beliefs, traits, and instincts clash with each other, and did they play out the inner turmoil in a convincing and engaging manner?
I'd like to think yes. When the sort of both always seize upon opportunities to grow the business, whether that means reaching high or low, and or when that's personal information lie, because I like confide. Elodin had asked about the whole. Oh, I heard so you came to kill me, and I confided.
I think that Desi gets it here, where she has an instinct to always spend her free time at the Medica learning healing. When she's like, okay, well, I'm awake, I'm going to go back to classes, at which point she needed to have Master Allwell be like, if I see you in these classes before next week, you're fired. And like,
the question is, did you really play it out? I feel like that is for more dramatic things.
Okay, that's fair. I guess she could have fought him harder if I really wanted it. You're right.
I think this time around I should qualify.
I was going to put forward Joseph as well.
Yeah, like
if
the
showing up for
ladies
the
thing.
turmoil.
And also I have this one belief. Those guys I hang out are either strange, not trustworthy, or both. I should try to either deepen the bonds with them or to have less second thoughts or make new friends, so my time here will be more enjoyable. I kind of burnt the bridge with a new person, and I kind of might burn a bridge with someone that I was hanging around with so far. So I feel like this is also
sure. You get one, and I feel like Mothers gets one as well.
So you don't only get it for one belief or instinct?
I think you only get it once per session.
Yeah, it's a
once per session.
Okay.
Just on instincts, right? The beliefs are a separate thing. You could hit
We're
multiple.
But no, this is for conflicting. So this is
this is Moldbreaker.
Moldbreaker is what we're talking about.
Okay, I see.
So you each get a persona.
Okay.
Unless other people believe that Kelsa should get it as well. I mean, I believe that this one is a vote one.
I'm fine with either way.
So if everybody's like, no, Hasa, you're wrong, then I'm totally willing to go with that.
Wrong.
Because different people
fine.
see things like from different perspectives. Like I definitely know that, things in different people's minds get framed differently. So if you guys disagree with me on stuff like that, let me know.
Well,
especially when you feel like I'm not giving somebody something they deserve.
Yeah, there's definitely other awesome role-playing stuff with both Rav and Desi. But I don't really see Moldbreaker this session.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then we're talking about embodiment.
This
where
is
somebody
what
really
I would
captured
say
the mood.
Desi, Rav, Conglomerate.
Yeah, both, I imagine.
Yeah.
I'll give them both one. I don't know why you guys like role-playing with me so much. It's weird. You're like, here, take two characters and make them both great. And I'm like, sure.
I mean, you're very good at playing out characters.
I love playing characters. That's why I'm here.
You're one of those character players, are you?
I'm one of those. I'm here to play the character, not the game.
Anybody
Burning
else?
Wheel's a great system for that, though.
For not playing it.
I mean, I just sit here and I be crazy with my voices, and then you guys tell me that I get XP for it. It's good.
Yeah.
Sorry, Artha.
Yeah. Legal distinction XP.
Yes, exactly.
So, did anybody else qualify for embodiment?
Don't think so.
I don't think so.
Okay. So speaking about like fate, I believe both Kelsa stopped us dead while in character and Mothers
did I?
Others was digging his own grave, and I don't
Oh, okay.
remember where Kelsa did it anymore, but I remember distinctly thinking at some point, oh, everybody's laughing, this was funny, I should remember this for the award afterwards.
Okay.
Was it when
I would-
Rav was whispering Desi to get Desi to wake up?
Maybe?
Might
I
have
didn't
been.
think so. I think it was something else.
Was it when Desi was excitedly going to do Grandma's horoscope? I don't remember.
I think it
I
was
did a
the-
lot of
the-
things today.
I think it was the thing. Maybe it was the thing where no, I don't remember what it was, but I remember thinking it. And if I
was
thought
it
that must have
when
been a
was
reason.
it when I was taking a pencil and a ring and trying to
Oh.
sympathy it?
Oh.
No, it wasn't that. But there was a moment. So take it, because I remember seeing everybody laugh.
Okay. I would also
And I remember that it was in
submit Kala for that
I need
line.
to know what
Jenkins, we have a
character she goes on,
situation.
though.
We all laughed.
Sure, yeah.
Was it
Yeah, that was
Desi
the
or
thing.
was it Rav though? I don't remember.
Just put it on whatever character. Artha
let me give it
is.
to Desi.
I believe I said that you could move Artha between characters, as to not punish people who switch characters. So you can move Rav's Artha to Desi anyway.
I'll try to keep it separate for now, just because.
I mean, in this case, it makes a little sense because you're sort of both playing them. So in this case, it makes sense to keep it separate, so that you have it available on both characters.
Once Rav goes to wherever Rav goes to.
Yeah.
Wherever Ravs
did anybody
go.
have right skill, right time
Hmm.
when nobody else does?
Is there anything? I think some. There was a research role, or there actually there wasn't a role, was there?
Yeah,
it
they.
came out.
But, do you have the research skill, or was that beginner's luck?
I have it, yeah.
Well, sure, take it.
Hmm.
And does anybody have Omen Wise? Aside from Desi, I mean.
No.
Then take one for Omen Wise as well. And I think that was the weird stuff, if I'm looking back. Yeah, that was the weird stuff for this session. So then I'll look over your beliefs and see if you resolved any of them. And if so, give yourself a persona.
We woke up Desi.
Yay!
I think all my beliefs are resolved at this point. It's gonna be fun.
Oh, cool. So you're turning over a new chapter, huh? Well, if you have any cool ideas, let me know.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Kelsey, I wanna talk to you about your beliefs for next session for Desi, because I wanna base the next adventure on Desi,
Okay.
or at least like you guys can choose what you do, but the next big thing that I'm offering at least, because everybody else has had their thing. So I wanna see what Desi goes to do now. So we should look into how juicy we can make that.
Okay. Yeah, she definitely needs some. I mean, I feel like she was kind of working towards getting advice about love from Grandma, but she was not like. She was like, I don't think I'm in the right place to actually do anything about this right now, Grandma. So that may be. God, I'm picturing it being like a bad like Hot Springs episode where like Desi winds up going on a date with like all of the other characters. It's like one gets set up with JoJo, and then one gets set up with like Marigold finally gets to talk to her, and what's his name, John the Gigolo, and just the whole thing. It's gonna be terrible, and I love it.
Nice.
So I had a few beliefs that were definitely in play. I'm not sure which, if any, I resolved. So let me read these off and get some feedback here. So first off, alchemy and syllogisy can change the world. I can return my house to prominence by being at the forefront of that change. I will get my business back in operation even if I have to cross lines.
Are you back in operation?
Yeah, it seems like I'm working towards it and not there yet on that one.
I mean, that's the question. Like, you said you were less willing to cross lines, so I could see it being resolved if you have chosen to not cross lines. If you're still trying to get it done, then I don't think it's resolved. So, like, if it changes from, well, I will only go the legal way or something along those lines, then, that's another matter, of course.
Okay. Yeah. I think it'd be best to call that working on rather than completed, because there's still the issue of providing the stuff, the stuff to hopefully get Sleet off my back. Next is my life, like my LR, is in incoherent pieces. I will reforge both by breaking with past instincts. By
the way, don't you guys feel like we've kind of reached the end of an adventure?
Yeah, I think so.
Like we could do if you I don't know how early you need to go. Do you need to go in time, or would you like to go early? Because we could do like a trade food and everything.
Are you sure about? Because of Desi waking up.
Yeah, Desi woke up and.
I think I would like to resolve the Ariana thing with Marigold before we do a whole new adventure.
Okay.
I feel like that sort of ties into this. So maybe we have one more session. Maybe do a trade for it at the end of next week.
That's cool. That's cool.
If the time works out.
Yeah, or the beginning of the next week. But then, sure. So then you guys know. If you want any trades next week, go full, go all in. I expect top-notch role playing, guys.
All right.
So let's wait a week with that then. So go on then, Brad.
Okay. So that second belief, I do feel like I resolved.
What was it again?
I definitely. Oh, it is my life, like my LR, is in incoherent pieces. I will reforge both by breaking with past instincts. And I think I did make a definite break. With,
to me, I'm not entirely sure what you mean by past instincts, but to me, it seemed like you got your life a whole lot more on order than it was before.
Yeah, and I think it is very much by letting go a bit of. Seizing on every opportunity and lying when asked personal information.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
Okay, and the last one is Davy is the most important person in my Davy is the most important person in my life. I will work to strengthen our relationship without ruining her plans.
I mean, it seems like that kind of solved itself.
Okay. I wasn't sure whether.
I mean, you can keep it open if you want to see
how this caper goes first, or whether.
I mean, that's
just
up to you.
That we're working on it together.
Part of it has been resolved. The other part, I guess, not necessarily. So you could see what happens next week, if you end up ruining her plans or not. But you could also just call it resolved and make a new belief for, that thing that you're going to do with her, because you snuck into her, right? You put in effort to make sure that you weren't ruining her plans.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'd rather, reformulate a little and specify something, particular.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay. Cool.
And then I need the book, because I can never remember the fate for what.
Instincts.
So it seems like you have the book in front of you, Kalle. Would you do the honors?
What do you need the?
Just like what I normally do, right? The fate for what you get fate for beliefs, and then after everybody's done that, what you get fate for instincts.
Yeah, you get fate points that are earned for playing instincts when such play gets the character in trouble or creates a difficult or awkward situation.
Okay, so I'll look at your instincts and see if it made stuff awkward or got you into trouble, and if so, award yourself a fate point per instinct where that happened.
Yeah, I guess that's 2 for me.
Yeah, I think I got 1, but I also got the humor point for the same thing. So
I believe you can get multiple points.
It's for helping a commoner with their rails.
That's
Scraping
fine.
rail up off the floor.
Yeah, that is totally fine. You can get multiple for one event.
Yeah,
like you can't get multiple for one belief or whatever, but like you can get multiple things for one event, so you can still get a fate for the instinct itself as well.
Is Rav a commoner? I thought he was born noble.
He is a bastard.
Rav is a noble bastard, so he is a noble.
Technically.
But it depends on what Lord Marigold's definition is of commoner. The Celinthes are not super rich or anything. So that might already qualify, and
Yeah, especially because he's a noble bastard, and because it doesn't seem quite all there. I think. Because Quentin has a very complicated view on bastards, because a thing we'll probably see in future episodes.
Oh my!
Yeah, Hidetsugu does raise an important point in the chat that all nobles are bastards. So there you go. Quentin is not exempt from that.
I mean, that is yeah.
So, yeah, like if he's like actually noble, then I'm not going to take a fit for that.
Yeah, he is officially noble, but a lot of people are, and I can see you interpreting that as people not of my standing are commoners. So,
don't think he's quite that elitist.
Fair enough.
He's only a West Country noble. Who do you think he is?
Yeah, like I can see him doing that, but that is more how you interpret the character. So.
Oh, okay. So on that, I think at least in part it was my guilty conscience that was driving me into conflict with Elodin, and that's certainly trouble.
I mean,
it's definitely awkward.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
At the very least, it was awkward.
Yes.
I wasn't really sure how Elodin would respond to that. Like, I had to seriously think about that for a moment.
Yeah.
How do you respond when a mere student has the, atrocity? No, how do you say that? Audacity to lay his hands on Elodin, even if Elodin is only small.
Better luck next time.
So I believe we gotta look at instincts. Can you do the fate for beliefs?
Sure. Let's see. Fate points are earned for manifesting the character's beliefs in a convincing and entertaining manner. Well, entertaining doesn't always mean funny. It can be dramatic as well.
Yeah, so basically, playing out your beliefs in a way that is clearly noticeable in game. But, whether it's positively or negatively or flavorly noticeable or whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'll take 2 here.
Sweet.
2 fate.
Oddly likable. Oh,
Destiny. No, this is beliefs, not traits.
Oh, beliefs. I thought we were on traits already. I already took my XP for that. My fate for that.
Okay.
A while ago. I do everything out of order because that's how my brain works. My brain is out of order.
Well, it kind of makes sense when when you first look at beliefs for the persona pass to also
do that makes sense.
That's what I did.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Did them in the same sweep.
That makes sense. And since everybody's done that already, then let's look at traits. Can you read the important sentences of that?
Yes. Fate out of the county is for earning traits, but only if invoking that trait alters the direction of the story in an unforeseen way or makes life difficult for the character.
Well, there you go. So look through your traits and see if they altered the direction of the story or made life difficult for you.
So I took the one for guilty conscience.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have anything here.
Mother's is a little silly.
What?
A little.
Silly.
Silly is such a strong word.
Such a nice word from others.
Yes, it is a very nice word.
Hmm.
Oh, your
I'd say
pictures
that
there on
he's-
stream.
Yeah. I
only just
fought with it to
noticed.
try and get it to work again on Zoom. No dice, but I finally made it happen on just like directly to OBS.
That's at least something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I think that he's more complicated than silly, but maybe I just have a higher estimation of him playing.
I mean, complicated is also a good word from others.
Okay.
I mean, I'm very easy to call people silly.
Okay.
That's kind of my catch-all.
He's a silly murderer.
Yes.
Playing into the streets, the silly murderer.
So I guess that is it then. If everybody did that, unless I'm forgetting any, forgetting any Artha.
Don't think so. Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Well then,
So
I guess.
go
yeah.
ahead.
I was gonna tell you to do your thing.
Oh, okay. So I'll do my thing. Well, definitely thank you for running. That was awesome.
Thank you guys for playing.
Thanks, everyone.
And I guess it's that time where I grow curious as to what sort of things you might be doing online, Kelsa.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kelsa. I do stuff on the internet. Mostly, I play role-playing games here, here and other places. Here being Twitch and YouTube, whichever you're watching this video. You can find me every Wednesday, 10 a.m. Pacific time. I'm here playing Burning Wind with this fine group of people on RPGlory's channel. On Wednesday evenings at 5 p.m. Pacific time, I'm over on Tuxtradamus's channel. You can find me there. We're playing Open Legend, a game called Longfall, where I am an adorable owl bird, owl cat cop. That's it. All those things. Where I put on more funny voices and do weird bird things with my head. That's pretty fun.
Cool.
Then on Saturdays, I have 3 streams. One is on my own channel. Starting this week is Love and Banterville, which
This
is going
Saturday night.
Saturday night for you,
Long
Saturday
time.
morning for me. At 10 a.m. Pacific time, it's going to be Love and Banterville, which is a long form game of a one-shot system called Mobile Frame Zero Firebrands. It is very anime. There are giant robots. There are love triangles. There's regular sized robots. It's complicated. I'm super excited. We've got a hype song. We've got amazing art made by some of the players, including my good friend Kala. I'm pointing at him, but I don't know where it is because I'm not looking at the stream. Anyway, super excited. It's gonna be great. Then also on Saturdays at 1 p.m. Pacific time, I'm running a game of Blades in the Dark back on Tuxtradamus's channel. And then at 5 p.m. Pacific time, I'm over on AP Gaming Reels channel. We're playing a game of D&D 5th edition. And that game's interesting because there is a connected play-by post where you as audience members can be part of the game and part of the world and go on adventures to help our characters run a kingdom and bring civilization to the Chaos March. It's a lot of fun. So that's me. Those are the things I do. I also randomly stream other things, usually creative posts. Like yesterday, I opened a bunch of Bones miniatures and then I painted one. I didn't finish painting it yet. I may do that on stream a little bit later. Not today, but later being in the future. And because I like doing that. I'm also earlier was doing knitting.
Yes,
Together
that's cool.
This amazingly knit and sewn together the holder. I'm still working on making a big giant eyeball to go right here. Probably should not poke the holders in their eyes, but you know.
No, you definitely should. You should do that.
It doesn't have an eye yet, so.
Yeah, I hear they like that.
You hear they like that?
It's a thing.
That's me. I do things on the internet. You can follow me on Twitter at Kelsa. You can follow me on Twitch or YouTube, Kelsa Delphi. That's me. I do things. Thank you for giving me a space to spout about things that I like.
Awesome.
Do.
Kala, now that you are have survived school, have you been streaming? I haven't seen.
No, not as much as not at all, really. I've just been doing other things. I should be streaming, so I'm gonna try to do that tomorrow. You try to delve into some Persona 3.
Cool.
But other than that, I'm looking forward to Saturday. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think it can be some cool stuff going on with firebands, and I think I'm just going to go ahead and post the arts that I put together for my character on my Twitter. So that's twitter.com/DealRumbro.
Cool.
So you should check that out, and yeah, I think that's it. Look forward to Sunday, or Saturday rather. I look forward to Sunday as well. But Saturday for games. So that's me.
Good deal. Mark, Hassa, do you have any shout-outs? What's up?
Not today.
All right. So you can find me here and on YouTube at youtube.com/c/RPGlory. I should be back sometime on Saturday, but probably like late-ish to just do some more hacking on the Powered by Apocalypse game I've been working on. On Sunday, I was wrong last week. I thought we were going to do Space Ninjas, but instead we did some D&D, Storm Giants Thunder, and we will be continuing that. The deal with that game is that we're all playing characters from 5e Ultra Modern in a published regular 5th edition module, and it's an interesting interaction. Like, so far things have gone really well because we've been meeting everything on the open road, but as soon as it gets into close quarters, I think it's going to get ugly. Anyway, let me so thanks again, everybody. I think that's about it.
Which cool person are you going to find to host?
There is that. Let's see.
Is cool enough today? Or super cool?
Yeah. Who is cool today?
We have lower standards today.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
That's why I had the spotlight for some time today.
Oh.
We didn't want you to figure it out.
Okay.
I mean, that's just the second worst burn I had this evening. So
that was brutal.
Well, you didn't get the other burn. The other burn was for JoJo.
I guess that's fair.
I mean, that's different. They would never be that mean to you.
No.
Are you sure about that?
Pretty, yeah. I was thinking you'd have to make me pretty angry, but even then I'm not sure I'd stoop to that level.
Okay.
I mean, that's pretty low.
Well, as
Yeah.
long as on this note of poor Jojo recovering from multiple wounds, including that sick burn, I'm gonna go ahead and switch us over to Kentish Zombie, who's probably setting people on fire, Skyrimming. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.